Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. This is Loba Speaks and I am your host, Great. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. Do not forget to subscribe, leave a comment and a like. And if you're listening on Spotify, do not forget to give us a follow and a 5-star rating. Today's episode, I would love to talk about 28 things that I've learned in 28 years. I'm doing this in the light of the fact that my birthday is literally like a few hours to go. Like I'll be 29 in a few hours, and I feel like these conversations need to be held, for people who are just going to be turning 28, or even people that have already passed that age, and I want us to have a conversation about the things that we've learned throughout the years. And because this is 28 things that I've learned in 28 years, I would love for us to just dive straight into it. First thing I would actually like to say is that I love the idea of aging. I love the fact that you count your years, right? You count your years, and that enables you to think for that particular age, if that makes sense. So I know there's so many people who are afraid of their age and that number, but I actually look forward to it. I love the idea of aging gracefully and the experiences that come with different ages and stages in life. I know age is just a number, but if you apply that, the wisdom that comes with each number, each stage, each level, is something that I really enjoy. Like, you shouldn't be thinking how you were thinking when you were 15 years old or when you were 25 years old. As you age, you want to apply wisdom, and you want to be open to experiences, like what can this chapter teach me. So that's one thing I love about aging and birthdays, and I absolutely enjoy celebrating birthdays. It's actually one of my favorite things to celebrate right after Christmas. I love birthdays. I love birthday cakes, the whole singing happy birthday to you. I absolutely love that culture. I love that tradition. The second thing that I've learned in 28 years is patience. Patience, oh my God, is such an annoying virtue. It's a virtue, but it's so annoying because me personally, I'm someone who, if I want something, I want it yesterday. Give it to me 5 days ago already. And I had to learn painful lessons surrounding patience, to the point where I had no choice but to understand why I have to be patient in many situations, in friendships, jobs, even with myself. As humans, we love gratification. You want it, and you want it now. But learning to be patient is actually a strategic move, because it helps you. Once you are delayed, once there's that slow burn, you actually see other places that you can lay foundations at. So I really love the idea of patience. It's one of my favorite lessons that I've learned, patience. And for people who used to know me, speaking on patience is laughable to them, because it's girl, you had zero patience. But now it's I look forward to how I can be strategic before I make certain moves, before I say certain things, before I react to certain things. So I love that lesson. I love the fact that I had to get dragged to learn that lesson, and I absolutely love it. It's annoying because, again, we're humans and we want what we want, and we want it now. But patience is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and I'm so appreciative of the fact that I can be patient with myself, with people, situations, and yeah, it's such a beautiful virtue. Be patient. Third thing is respect is actually earned, and I also learned this through experiences. Now, when you meet people, it's okay, you respect them as humans, as you should. You should have some courtesy and self-respect for yourself as well, and how they reflect themselves to you is how you. It's kind of the level of how you respect them, right? But I've learned that not everybody deserves it. It has to be earned. It has to be earned. Respect is not only reciprocal, it has to be earned. It doesn't matter what your age is, what your job description is, what school you went. No, respect has to be earned. And if you don't respect yourself as a person, and you have me holding up that mirror to you, we're going to be disrespecting each other a lot. So as I've aged, I've realized that respect is actually earned. It's not something that you just take because you're older than me, or because you have more of whatever than me. Respect has to be earned in your character, in your integrity, in how you carry yourself, and in how you deal with other people, period. You can't demand respect. It has to be earned. I've always liked the idea of marriage, right? But as I've been growing over the years, I realized that, look, not all of us are going to get married. Not all of us desire to get married. And And even though it's in the society, especially with me approaching this age, I know that I probably won't hear the end of it. When are you getting married? When are you having kids? This and that. And I like the idea of marriage, but as I've experienced life, I realized that I don't want to, it's not something that I want to rush into. And it would be so sad to actually like rush into it and failing at it, but it would be even more painful to have waited this long and fail at it. Not that I'm trying to like fearmonger myself or anything, but I feel like marriage is something that I'm like, will I get married? Might I get married? I don't know. And this ties into the next point, which is I actually don't like men. And it's not like a sexual thing or whatever, but like honestly to God, I had to face the truth, which is I wouldn't say like burn them or kill them or remove them from the face of earth, but I've realized that for me to get married, I need to like man. Like I need to like the man that I want to be with. We need to be compatible on so many levels. So when I say I hate men, it's not like I'm a misandrist, right? But it's just the fact that I've learned so much looking at them, looking at how most men treat women, and it's just like, is this something that I want for myself? Is this something that I can endure? I know the statistics of failed marriage, and the most cause of divorce usually comes from the men. And I just feel like I'm still maturing to the level of seeing men for who men are and how they operate. And I think it's part of the reasons I've delayed, the whole idea of like settling down, because it's not like I didn't have prospects. I've had many prospects, but it's just the thing that I feel like I need to heal that part of me, first of all. And secondly, I need to understand that whoever God is sending to me is mine, heaven sent. But at the same time, there's still a lot of work that I personally have to do, that a lot of women have to do, especially in this age where we're so independent and we got our own things going on, and we can sometimes settle for situationships. I don't carry marriage on my head like I need to get married by the time I turn 29 or 30. So yeah, in the last 28 years, it's been like, yes, I don't really fancy men all that well. And will that affect my choices of settling down and having a family and having kids? Which brings me to my next point. There are times when I feel like I actually don't want kids. I know. If my mom can just hear this, she'll just blow. I don't know. But my thing is, I feel like for you to be able to come to the conclusion that you want to bring a kid into this world, you have to have done so much work for yourself, so much work on a spiritual level, financial level. You have to love yourself for you to be able to love someone else and a child, right? And I feel like I'm still building myself, and I wouldn't like to bring another soul into this world knowing that I still have a lot of work to do on myself. And I know that like kids are a blessing, yes. However, I need to be able to fill my cup to the point where I know that when I'm bringing this other soul into this realm, it's something that I can handle, and I don't think I can handle that yet. So yeah, in the last 28 years, I've known that I don't want kids, and maybe that will change tomorrow once I finally find someone, a life partner that I feel like, okay, we can help this soul, we can help guide them because we have refined ourselves. So it'll make it easier for bringing someone else into this world. The next thing that I've learned is that cutting people off is extremely necessary. There's a lot of people who in this world, like, it's so funny because as you age, you would think that people would be responsible with themselves, the actions that they take. You would believe that people understand that there's consequences for every action that you take, right? Whether be it good or bad, there's always a consequence. It might be a good consequence, it might be a bad consequence. And the fact that there's a lot of grown-ups that lack the idea of what boundaries are is sickening, right? And now you have to build yourself and let them understand where your boundaries are, be it in friendship, relationships, jobs. Like, you can't be afraid of expressing where your boundaries are. Some people need to be reminded often that these are my boundaries and you're not going to cross it. And that can make you come across as like harsh or challenging or rude, but at the same time, it's like, if I have to remind you of my boundaries, oh, you will be reminded, like, this is the line and you are not gonna cross it. And it's funny because there's a lot of grown-ups that don't understand that concept, and it's like, how old are you again? Another thing that I would like to touch on that I've learned throughout the years is that life gets better. Look, if you don't go through storms, if you don't go through hardship, don't expect to reap any fruit of your labor because you didn't put in the work. If you are running away from transformative, life-changing events, there will be no room for growth. So why are you expecting life to get better? Why are you not welcoming challenges? If you don't welcome challenges, no matter how big or small, in your career, in your finances, in the way that you treat people, there won't be growth. And expecting that you can get everything you want in life without putting in the work is feeble. It's a fable thing. It's imaginary. So for life to be able to get better, you need to be willing to put in the work. You need to be willing to have faith and move forward with that faith and understand that life is going to get better. There'll be days when you have it and days that you don't have it, but you need to be able to tell yourself that it does get better, because it will get better. Things improve. You will not be stuck at one point forever. Not be stuck at one point forever if you're putting in the work, if you're waking up every day and being consistent and disciplined. So yes, life does get better. It does get better. I don't care what it is that you're going through, as long as you keep that faith up and you put in the work and you know who you are and what you want and what the objectives are every time when you wake up. Life is gonna get better. Life is gonna reward you with more. One thing that I've learned this year specifically is that health is indeed wealth. Like, the amounts of times that I've had to take care of myself, go to the clinic, go to the hospital, get medication, get checked, is insane. Like, the fact that you could be smiling and laughing 1 minute and then the next minute it's like your whole system shuts down is so scary to me. So I've learned that indeed health is wealth. Like, you could have been the life of the party 2 hours ago and then you get home and you get hit with anything: malaria, typhoid, headaches, migraines. Like, it's insane. So this year really taught me what health is wealth is, because there was a time that I'm chilling, I'm chilled, life is good, and then the next thing, you can't get out of bed for 3 days. Like, that literally happened to me, and it's so scary because that's how most people die sometimes. Like, you'd be in your room, no one is checking on you, no one is calling you, no one is knocking on your door for 3 days, and I was just laying in bed for 3 days. Like, I've never experienced something like that before. So like, this year really, really taught me what being healthy is, how upgrading your lifestyle, like checking what you eat, what you do, like checking for yourself, not only like physically, but like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially. So that notion that health is wealth, I know what it means now. Like, I know exactly what it means now. Another thing that I've learned is that you need to learn to take leaps of faith. Life would be so boring, again, if you're not open to growth and challenges and obstacles. And one thing that I've learned is life will always present you with a chance to grow and expand, and that can only happen through challenges, through taking leaps of faith. And leaps of faith, I'm saying leaps because every day is a new thing, right? And if you are fearful of taking leaps, you won't reap anything. You won't reap anything. You won't grow. Okay, you want to start a business, but you're too scared to start a business. You want to quit your job so you can actually focus on your passion, but you don't have the faith and believe in yourself. You won't move anywhere. Self-belief is very important. Self-concept is very important. Like, this is who I am and this is who I want to become, and that takes leaps of faith, right? Talking about leaps of faith, one of the biggest leaps of faith that I've actually taken is moving to Lagos, like literally with no plan. But look at God, like God has really been showing off and showing out. And this also ties into the fact that life does get better and better and better. So if you don't allow yourself to take that jump, that leap, how will you find out what's on the other side? So you just have to tell yourself that you're making the right choices, and if you take these leaps of faith, these mini leaps of faith, they're going to lead you to so much victory. Another thing that I've learned is that change is so good. I'm so open to changes that I'm aware when the shift is happening, and when that shift is happening and I feel like, okay, there's another transition happening. And that's one thing I love about God, that's something I love about the universe. That's something I love about waking up every day, is that there's room for change. If you don't like something, just flip and change it. Don't complain and gloat about how your life is stagnant. What can you actually do? What are the moves you can make, no matter how big or small, that can encourage change and growth? And change is constant. That's another thing that I've learned. Change is constant, and you, as humans, you can't be stagnant. Even nature is not stagnant. So if you're not open to change, you would definitely be stuck in one place. Year after year, you will turn 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, and you're still in the same place because you're so scared to make the change. You're so scared to change your career. You're so scared to go after a career change. Like, so many people are stuck at the jobs that they hate, right? And they know the steps to take, but they won't take it because they're so scared of change. But I'm here to tell you, change is very good. Change of environment, change of scenery. Change is just beautiful, and I love it, and I'm open to it. And it's uncomfortable, but I actually am learning that uncomfortability, that slow burn of knowing that, okay, the steps that I'm taking to change this particular situation will pay off. Like, I love that burn. I love the thought of it. There are particular gifts that I'm calling them gifts because only God can give them to you, and you practicing them builds it into a gift. And this is intuition. I feel like intuition is such a beautiful gift, and when I've learned to like regulate myself, it has actually heightened. Intuition would keep you on the right path. It would literally help you make the right choices. And right after that, another thing that I've learned is discernment is also a spiritual gift. Being able to read the room, being able to read people, being able to read situations is a spiritual gift, and they go hand in hand. Intuition and discernment is one of the best gifts that I've learned, been given by God, and again, it comes with age. It comes with being open to the experience and the chapter that you're in, and cultivating and molding those gifts is something that I love. And as I'm aging, it's increasing more and more, and we should learn to listen to our intuition more, especially as feminines. We're already naturally intuitive, so learn to like practice how to use it, because it would never fail you. It would never fail you. Being self-aware is a superpower. I think before anything, before you can actually change anything, before you can actually move forward with a few things, right? Once you are so self-aware and so awake to how the systems are working, you would be like a superhuman. You'd be like a superhuman. That's one thing I've learned. You'd be like a superhuman because it's like, I'm aware of these patterns. I'm aware of myself. I'm aware of my challenges. I'm aware of the steps I need to take. Being self-aware will unlock so many things, so many doors for you, because not only would it boost your confidence, it will also, again, like support your intuition. Being self-aware is like being awake and seeing the gaps, and I love that I've learned to be self-aware and work on myself. And being self-aware links to astrology for me, because that has really helped me to learn who I am. For example, I'm an Aries moon, and it said that, oh, Aries moon people are impatient. And remember, I said it earlier that I can be so impatient. So when I figured that, okay, I'm an Aries moon and I can be very impatient, how can I learn to be patient and unlock that part of myself, because I know I can do it. So being self-aware, learning yourself, improving yourself, self-development is so important. Being self-aware is a superpower, period. Manifestation is real. Prayer works. If you are someone who doesn't pray, doesn't manifest, you're missing out on how good life can actually get. When I first got into manifestation, the book that actually changed or helped change and contributed to how I think is The Secret. Is The Secret by Rhonda Biner. I'm not sure if that's how you say her surname. Manifesting is real. Synchronicities are real, and being someone that is spiritual is like having a compass to life. It's like literally God blessing you with a compass. Like, okay, I'm not going to show you the whole map, but here is a compass. Follow it, learn it. And that's sort of what manifestation is. And I love the fact that I'm tapped into it. And you can like close your eyes. You could even be eating, you could be taking a walk, and you're just thinking about stuff and visualizing stuff. And I feel like that's like another superpower that God has given humans the ability to tap into. So if you are not in tune, learn how to be in tune. Learn how to tap into that power, because it can change your life. The thing that I've learned is that family is important, but we all don't get along all the time. Like, just because we share the same DNA doesn't mean that you're gonna love me unconditionally. I feel like, it's been like that from the beginning of time. Just because we're family, we have to tolerate each other, we have to be patient with one another, we have to let things slide. And one thing that I've learned is the idea of family is not only that we're gonna get along all the time, but there'll be times when we don't even want to talk to each other because you're getting on my nerves, and I don't overrate family, because again, I've met people who I don't share DNA with, who has done things for me that someone that I share DNA with has not done. Throughout the years also, I found out that even though we are siblings or we are cousins and we are related in some type of way, I shouldn't expect that you would be there for me when I need you to be, right? You have your life to live, I have mine to live. But that whole idea of I'm obligated to support this and not challenge this because your family is out the window for me. Family is great, but the dynamics can be dysfunctional, and it's not always perfect. That's one thing that I had to learn. And being an eldest child, I feel like there were moments when I had to be the glue that holds the family together. And I've realized over the years that, look, I'm not a glue, and I should let people do them while I do me. And also, if I don't feel like communicating at the particular time, I need that space. I need that boundaries to be respected as well. So yeah, the idea of family is amazing, but we don't always get along, and it's kind of overrated sometimes. People pleasing will get you nowhere. I feel like people pleasers hate themselves, because why are you trying so hard to be liked? Don't get me wrong, I've been a people pleaser during my younger days, right? And I learned that, look, you can't please everybody. You just can't. People are not even pleased with themselves, so what makes you think you can please them? You can't be everybody's cup of tea, you can't be everybody's glass of champagne, and you can't make everybody happy. So learn to respect yourself and know that if there's certain things you have to say no to, say the no, make it loud and clear. No is an answer. I don't have to justify my no. I don't have to give you a reason why I'm saying no. That's one thing I've also learned. If I don't feel like doing something, if my soul, especially my soul, doesn't want to get involved in it, no is my answer and my reason. I'm not going to back it up with anything. Like, I have the guts to do that. And And over the years, this is something that I had to learn over the years, that no is actually a concise and sufficient reason for not wanting to engage in anything that doesn't align with you, that doesn't fulfill you, that doesn't make you feel light and expressive. So that's another thing that I've learned. Like, no is actually a complete sentence. Healing is not linear. Healing is not linear, and I've actually spoke about this in one of my Out of the Comeback episode. Healing is not linear. One day you're like, okay, I'm on top of this, I forgive them, bless their soul, I'm gonna forgive and forget. But healing is not linear. One day you're like, oh yeah, like, bless their soul, bless whatever they're doing at the moment, and then you get triggered by something. It's just like, no, and you have a mental breakdown about it. You get angry all over again. So all that forgiving and forgetting and healing, I've healed, is a lie. You have to always tell yourself that healing is not linear. It's something that you have to do every day. Sometimes you're on top of your game and then you get triggered and you get angry, you get frustrated, you get sad, and it's like you're back to square one. So it's not like you're back to square one per se. It's just a thing of healing is not straightforward. It's not straightforward. It's messy. It's graphic, right? So that's another thing that I've learned. And healing is beautiful. And I do it through crying and praying as well. And I don't forgive and forget. That's another thing that I've learned. I actually don't forgive and forget, because me forgetting is betraying myself, in a sense that there's no expiry date for disrespect, especially. And if I forgive you for disrespecting me, it doesn't necessarily mean that I've forgotten, because I have to remember the disrespect. There's no expiry date on disrespect. So that's another thing that I've learned. Another thing that I've learned is that being soft is not a weakness. The way I used to advocate for strong women, oh my god, I'm so strong, I'm a strong woman. I love being soft. I don't even like saying that I'm independent. I like saying that I take care of my responsibilities as I should as an adult, right? And the age that we're in, it's like you have to take care of yourself. Waiting for a man to take care of you is only gonna slow you down and drag you down. I'm not saying there isn't men who are providers out there, because I attract providers, but like, being soft is amazing. Being able to relax in my feminine energy. And I'm not saying like be weak, I'm not saying be all, yeah, I'm such a girly pop. No, like, being soft and feminine and learning yourself, learning your body, learning how you move, learning what your soul wants, and actually giving it to yourself is not weakness. I love being a soft babe. Like, I'm not gonna do things that make me feel like I have to prove that I'm a strong person and I'm a strong woman. And I think this is also systematic in the ways that most of our mothers were brought up. Like, the more you can endure, the stronger you are. Don't bring it around me, please. Like, as much as I am strong, I'm also very soft, and my femininity is my power. So let me be soft, please. Let me be a girly pop. Let me be a baddie, but like still soft. And how you take care of yourself, the self-care that you give yourself, how you soothe yourself, how you self-soothe, is what makes you soft. Is what puts you in your feminine energy. Having to learn how to self-soothe as an adult unlocks so many parts of you, and it's so powerful. It's such a powerful thing. It's such a powerful way to build a relationship with yourself when you self-soothe. Because at the end of the day, who do you go to bed with? Even with your partner around you, like, who do you go to bed with? Who's the last person you're with at night? Yourself. And learning how to self-soothe is important. That's one thing I've learned, and that can be through touching yourself, calming yourself down, calming your nerve system, buying yourself stuff that you've always wanted, saving up to get like expensive perfume. Like, as adults, we should learn how to self-soothe, because at the end of the day, the last person that you see and you are with at the end of the day is yourself. Detachment. Now, detachment is also like patience, in the sense that no matter how bad you want that person, no matter how bad you want that job, no matter how bad you want particular outcomes to be, detaching is important. Because if you're too fixated on one way of how it can happen, it's such a headache. Knowing that there's infinite possibilities of how things can unfold would make it easy to detach. Knowing that infinite possibilities, like God can creatively give you what you want in so many ways, will help you detach. When you hold on to the outcome too much and it doesn't happen how you expect it to, it'll give you such a headache. Like, you'd be so depressed, you'd feel stagnant. But learning that, okay, I truly want this and I know I'm gonna get it, and I'm open to all the infinite ways it can come to me, like that unlocks it even faster. So detachment is also one of the most powerful things that you can learn as an adult. It's one of the things that I've learned growing up. Isolation is important for growth. Isolation is important for elevation. I already like being alone. Not that I'm a loner per se, but I enjoy myself. I enjoy my time with myself. Like, I can be by myself for a very long time and not get bored. Even though I do get bored easily, but I know how to like keep myself up and running without needing outside validation or outside noise or outside people. Isolation is important when you need breakthroughs. Isolation is important when you're getting to know yourself, and if you can't face yourself and be alone with your thoughts, something is wrong somewhere. You need to be able to feel the feels, and you can only do that when there's moments of silence. And so many people are so scared of being by themselves. It's sad. I mean, again, when you go to bed at night, who's the last person on your mind? Yourself. And you can't allow yourself to be miserable because you don't know yourself. You let other people tell you who you are. So over the years, I've learned that isolation is beautiful. I don't always have to be loudest place with so many people. Isolation is important for self-development. It's important for spiritual growth. At the end of the day, it's important for elevation. It's important to learn yourself, and the only way you can learn yourself is when you are by yourself. Like, face your fears by yourself, face your demons, face your problem by yourself. When it comes to money, you have to know that you have the power to attract it. So over the years, I've learned that scarcity mentality affects a lot of us. Like this idea of there isn't enough for everybody, or if there's enough for everybody, I need to have the most of it. Gluttony and greed is one of the worst sins in the world. And when you couple that with scarcity mentality, it slows down abundance. It slows down how you attract the vibration of wealth. So over the years, I've learned to fix my relationship with money, and oh my God. Again, this also ties into your self-belief, right? I make sure to remind myself that I will always have money. It's not even about always having money. It's about assuring myself that my needs will always be provided for. And I used to be in such a scarcity mentality, like, will there even be enough for me? There's so many things that I want to do, but how will I do it? And the problem is asking how also. Like, that also affects, how you think about money, how you feel about money. And over the years, I've learned that, look, money is a tool. It's always available. They are printing it right now. There's more than enough for everybody. But how do you tap into that vibration is what I had to learn. And scarcity mentality is so scary. Like, once you actually step out and see, like, okay, I'm limiting myself here. I'm limiting myself here because I think I need money to do this and this, so I can't do this. Like, once you tell yourself, okay, this is my goal, I want to have this by this timeline, it's gonna require money, yes. But once you rewire yourself, once you rewire your brain to know that this is the goal and this is where we're going, like, you will definitely attract it. And just know that abundance is your birthright. Like, abundance is my birthright. If I want to buy a car by December next year, I will get the car by December next year, because I'm not in a scarcity mentality, thinking in that poverty mentality. Just knowing and assuring myself that my needs will be taken care of is enough to help me attract what I want. Writing down your goals is important. That's one of the things that I've also learned. It's one thing to think, okay, I want to travel to the Maldives by December. How do you actually plan? What are the habits that you practice? What are the rituals that you engage in that will help you get to the Maldives by December next year? And writing down my goals has helped me achieve it. Like, any goal that I actually write down, I notice that I achieve it. So writing things down is one of the things that I've learned over the years that has actually helped me discover myself, and breaking it down into bits and pieces. And also journaling what I want. Sometimes I journal like I already have it. Like, so in like, I journal in a gratitude form also, right? Which is like, oh, thank you God that I'm already in the Maldives and I'm soaking my feet inside this blue water. So it's also like manifesting, but writing down your goals will help you achieve it faster. Over the years, I've also learned that accountability is something that a lot of adults shy away from. And recently, I started holding people accountable, and that makes them fall back. And at the end of the day, it's the principle of so many things, like, it's not even the situation itself, it's the principle of the situation, right? If you promise someone something, even though they don't like speak on it, have some integrity, hold yourself accountable to it. Learn to hold people accountable. Learning to hold people accountable for their actions is superpower on its own, because then it will help you see how they see you, how they perceive you, where you are in their life as well. Because it's one thing to call people out of their BS and they actually recognize what you are trying to say to save the relationship, and it's another thing to help them see their BS and them being defensive. So one of the things that I've also learned is that learn to hold people accountable, and also allow people to hold you accountable as well, so that you can be a better person, because we're on a journey of evolving and becoming, right? So you should be open to constructive criticism that adds to that. And a lot of people, their ego is so big to the point where they can't even see their own BS, and when you call them out of it, it's like, oh, you've always hated me, or you've never liked me, or you are an enemy of mine. Integrity will get you so far, like doing things and engaging with people on grounds of integrity, honesty, respect, transparency. Like, those things will open doors, not only physically but spiritually, because the universe is going to reward you for holding up your integrity. It will reward you for being true to yourself. It will reward you for how you treat yourself and how you treat others, right? So integrity is something that is so important to me. And integrity sometimes will make you look stupid, because it's like there's this group of people who have this ideology, who have this mindset, and you are here, you're like, okay, now that's something I would never do, that's something that I would never engage in. And it's kind of like, oh, you think you're the odd one out, you think you're better than us. But it's just like, I don't know why integrity is so difficult for a lot of people to uphold. And if you understood the power that your integrity can unlock, if you understood the doors that integrity can open, sometimes it's not even about your talent. It's about, like, this person has integrity and I know it, and people can sense it also. We all have that intuition to know we just ignore it most of the time because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But I will always advocate for integrity, because over the years, that integrity links to my character, and it has given me so much opportunities just because of my integrity. Another thing that I've learned is that closed doors reroute you to where you're supposed to be. I once spoke about false new beginnings, right? Which is basically that, you expect things to move in a certain way and then you get a detour. And this also ties into patience. It also ties into being strategic. Every rejection is indeed redirection. And if you are in tune, right, you would know this. Like, as bad as you wanted it, there's probably something bigger and better out there, and that's probably why, you had to have that detour. And it can feel like a setback, but every setback literally pivots me. Like, it's crazy to say, I wouldn't say I look forward to setbacks, but I'm more open to them, you know. And this had to be learned over the years. Like, okay, this is not failing. Not failing, you're just being rerouted and redirected to something better. And that has been the reality so far. Like, when things don't work out, I just literally tell myself, look, it's gonna get better. It's for something better and greater than I was even expecting for myself. So being open to setbacks and failure is important. It adds to the growth, and it accelerates. It gives you an opening to actually pivot into better than what you were thinking that you could. So those are some of the things that I've learned. I could definitely go on and on and on and on about the things that I've learned so far over the years, because I've learned to also be open to different experiences, different circumstances, and I'm so grateful and excited that I'm actually walking into the age that I'm walking into in a few hours. And yeah, like I love the idea of growth. I love the idea of aging and doing it gracefully. And I'm so open to like life lessons, because it builds me, it refines me. And I want to encourage you to be open to life changes, be open to learning. Age is just a number, yes, but it should add wisdom to you as you grow. And I look forward to being 29, and I look forward to all the beautiful gifts and opportunities that 29 can bring. And I can't wait to turn 30 also, because I've heard so many women in their 30s just talk about like how amazing it is. Like, almost every woman that I've heard from, when they turn 30, they just have this extra confidence, extra glow, extra pizzazz. And I will enjoy my 29th year, my 29th chapter, as much as I can. And I can't wait to be 30 and more, obviously. So thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. Let me know some of the lessons that you can relate to. Let's have a conversation. This platform is about sharing our experiences and helping each other grow and evolve and becoming who we know we are destined to be. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to subscribe, leave us a comment and a like. And if you're listening on Spotify, do not forget to give us a follow and a 5-star rating. I'll see you in the next episode. Mwah. Bye.